What's going on, Yu-Gi-Oh friends? It's your boy Kauwloon here, bringing another Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel video, and today we are going to be trying something a little different. If you guys are new to the channel, do not forget to go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe, as it does help the channel grow, and I would really appreciate it. But anyways, guys, what are we doing? We're playing some Swordsoul Virtual World together. I took two annoying archetypes, and I just decided I wanted to go ahead and combine them just to see what we can do, as I noticed that there was two Virtual World monsters that was war monsters. So as you can see, Lili's a war monster and also Jiji, which allows for the Mo Ye plays, and it also allows for the Longyuan plays. So most of the cards in our deck is mostly Virtual World, but I mean, guys, it just works out really well together, especially with the power of Maxx C, where you're just able to go ahead and get draws on for them just special summoning, right? But anyways, this is the deck. I will have the deck in the description below. So anyways, enjoy the video. Kauwloon is signing out. See ya. Okay, so we are gonna be going second, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not expect to fight Swordsoul. I'm lying, bro. This is the only deck you seem to be fighting, and I mean, to be honest, I can't really say much. I am playing Swordsoul variants, but it looks like they start with the Bashuda and then they instantly go into DPE because they do not want to deal with the power of Maxx C. And you know what? We end up getting another Maxx C, so I'm kind of hype about this. So now at this point, I'm trying to think about how can we bait out the really mean DPE. So I decided to go ahead and use E-Teleport to summon out the LuLu. That was and I mean the Nyannyan. Then I play our Virtual World Qinlong. From there, I'm gonna summon out LuLu. I'm gonna get the LaoLao. LaoLao is going to allow us to do a little extending. So now I can bring out the Nyannyan without using this ability. They're actually gonna go ahead and use Iris, the Swordsoul, which I still don't understand why people play this card. I think it's okay. I don't know. It's not too great, but anyways, we can go ahead and use Maxx C. So we get a free card. So we get the Jiji. From there, we're gonna use Jiji, summon it out, and we already have a total of 4 cards. And now at this point, he uses it to summon out his Mo Ye. I'm not really sure about that, but I decided to go into Coral Dragon, knowing that he does not have a nib. Destroy his Bashuda. From Coral Dragon, we go into Ravenous Croc. I'm gonna summon out the Ravenous Croc. We get to draw 2 cards. Now these 2 cards is not really beneficial, but you know what? Drawing 2 extra cards doesn't ever hurt anyone until it's a Longyuan. So now I could go ahead and activate Nyannyan's ability. And that's right, we're going into Shen. Now at this point, I really did mess up. I'll say this much right here. Do not go into Shen first. Just summon out the Mo Ye. That way, you'll see why. So now I summon out the Mo Ye. I reveal a Mo Ye in our hand. At this point, it's basically game. But this is why you don't want to summon it, because Mo Ye gets banished and his effect doesn't go off to be able to draw a card. He has to actually hit the graveyard. So with no effect being able to go off, we do not get the extra draw, which does suck. But they just end up forfeiting anyways. As you can see, I mean, it was gonna be GG's, bro. And at the end of the day, I was gonna go into VFD anyways, so they definitely wasn't gonna be able to do anything, especially with them being Swordsoul. I was gonna just lock them out entirely. All right, so we are going second once again, and honestly, we have 2 Maxx C, so I'm cool with it. We're gonna activate our Maxx C on his Striker Engage, now that we know he's playing Sky Strikers, mostly because I wanted to bait out an Ash in his hand just in case, because we had the Emergence. They're actually going to play Magical Meltdown, so this threw me completely off, because I was like, oh, it's not Sky Strikers. He summons out the A-lister. From there, he's going to get the Invocation. From the Invocation, he's going to now play a Foxy Tune, which is going to go and get rid of his other Engage, summon out the ability of I believe that's Wagwan or Madam Spider, and then he's gonna activate Invocation. So 2 of his cards get fused into an invoked Macabre. He puts it in defense. He clearly doesn't care about the Maxx C plays, as he's just given us so much cards. So at this point, I just go ahead and play. At this point, I go ahead and draw into a LuLu. And so I'm going to activate Emergence, trying to get him to bait out one of his stuff, his negates. He doesn't do it. So I activate Qinlong. Then I summon out LuLu. And he now decides to go and activate Invoked Macabre, which I expected. But I But honestly, at this point, I feel like I was really in a bad spot because I knew he had Gabu face down and that was going to negate us regardless. So he does negate us. We do have ourselves the Chuche face down, but Chuche is not really going to help. So the most I can do at this point is just go ahead and attack him and just take care of his Madam Spider. But yeah, he just had a really decent setup just to be able to have 2 negates on the board. But honestly, it's not going to be enough. So as you can see, he's going to summon out Nemesis Corridor. Now Nemesis Corridor is really good, but the unfortunate thing is because he activated it, I activate our Maxx C, but then he decides to cross out designate our Maxx C, so we are not going to be able to draw any more cards based off of special summoning, which does suck for us. So I already see where he's going into this. He's going to use Corridor to now go ahead and summon out the Thunder Dragon Colossus to stop us from adding cards to our hand. And that does hurt as a Swordsoul player, but it's not going to be enough once again, as you're about to find out. So I believe this is actually the last turn of where this game ends. So I use Chuche, then I go ahead and summon out Taia. Notice that he does not have anything in his hand to stop me. So I decided to now go into Emergence, increase our level to summon out a Shen. That way we can go ahead and get some banishing going. Now I activate Taia to send out the Lili into the graveyard. And then from Lili, I'm going to go ahead and destroy our Virtual World Qinlong. That way I can go ahead and get some draws because I did negate the power of Thunder Dragon Colossus. So with that, we're actually just gonna go ahead and get scooped because I was gonna be able to just make some more plays, and then it was gonna probably end up being Jiji's as he wiped out his whole hand and resources at that point. Especially for someone playing fusions, they need more than just one card to be able to do something, unless it's like A-lister, and even at that point, like I don't know if it would have been enough. All right, on to duel number 3, and honestly guys, I just want to apologize. None of these duels are going to be ending with us hitting their life points down to 0, as people just end up forfeiting. But anyways, let's start off by summoning the Mo Ye. From there, they're gonna go ahead and activate the power of Maxx C. And honestly, I don't blame them. This is a free +1 right here, and then it's obviously gonna be a free +2 because no one's leaving their token and Mo Ye just on the field. So they do get a free +2. But what they're getting in a free +2, we're also getting in a free +2. So, you know, I guess you could say it balances out, right? And we do actually draw into the LuLu and we get the Taia. Now, this does suck because if he didn't play Maxx C, I could have went into some more plays. So unfortunately, we couldn't do that. Anyways, they activate the Patchwork. So at this point, I knew they were either playing Freyfers or they were playing Despias. They summon out Fallen Albez. Activate the ability by sending the Edge Imp Chain to the grave. I decided to remove the Mo Ye so we can negate that effect, but we do get hit with a Super Poly. So yep, Super Poly is coming through to save the day, as now we cannot negate its effect. But at the end of the day, the effect is technically negated because he wasn't able to just use one card. So him losing a few cards, especially a Super Poly, does suck for him. So we're in still a good spot because we do have Nibiru, and on top of that we have the Maxx C. So knowing that his Albion Dragon is going to be able to use to summon out a fusion monster, he's going to actually go ahead and get a Fright Patchwork because Edge Imp went to the grave. And then from here he's going to go into his Titanclad, the Ash Dragon. So we do go ahead and get a free draw right here, and he just ends his turn after attacking. So but before he ends his turn, he summons out the Theater, and then I activate Chuche, and guess what? We actually, for some reason, bait a Maxx C, which I don't understand why. This is what happens when people don't read cards. Like, this doesn't even do any special summoning in any type of way. I don't even know why he would activate the Maxx C there, but it is what it is. So we do draw into a Lili. I'm going to use our Virtual World Chuche to go ahead and get our LuLu onto the field. From LuLu, I'm gonna summon out Lili, using that to send Nyannyan to the grave, and then we also get a Qinlong into the graveyard as well. So from here we go into Vermillion, and you're gonna see I'm just gonna start destroying his whole field. At this point I thought this was super poly again, having to just be branded in the red. So now I'm gonna summon out the LaoLao. LaoLao is gonna allow us to summon out this right here, which is our Lili, and then we can go into Fan. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use Fan's ability, where I'm able to go ahead and banish cards. So goodbye to his Despia Theater. Then I'm going to go ahead and summon out the Jiji, which is gonna help me summon out Nyannyan. And once again, we're summoning out now Jiujiu. And then from Jiujiu, I'm going to go ahead and put our Xiezhi back into the deck. And then we summon out Taia and we activate Emergence. From there, we're gonna go ahead and get scooped on as we were about to summon out another Shen. So as you can see, this is just GG's. We would have been able to just end by attacking directly, but unfortunately they did not give us a chance. Oh man, this deck is actually pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so on this one we are actually starting first, so I'm gonna activate the Emergence. Now by activating Swordsoul Emergence, I can activate Mo Ye to go ahead and summon him out to get our Chixiao onto the field. Now with Chixiao onto the field, I can activate its effect, activate Mo Ye's ability, and we're going to be able to add one card and then draw one card. So, you know, just like the simple Swordsoul bread and butter. So this time I decided to activate now Longyuan, summon out the Longyuan. That way I can go ahead and get ourselves a Swordsoul Changing onto the field. Now the reason I went with Changing is because I want the power to banish. And I'm just gonna go ahead and end my turn. I'm not gonna activate any of the other cards in my hand because I already did a normal summon. But anyways, it looks like this person's going to go immediately into DPE, and let me tell you, this play was a little weird. They decided to go ahead and activate this now, and that's gonna be the cost of them, because now by literally I'm able to banish a card, I can now negate the effect of DPE and then use Changing's ability to go ahead and just banish it. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and banish two things, the Dasher and the power of DPE, and that's actually just gonna end their turn and their game for them. As you can see, just surrendered. Let's go ahead and get into the last video. All right, so this is going to be our last one, and honestly I really like that new field that they have. That's actually pretty nice looking. But we are going to use Emergence, grab the Mo Ye, and then we're going to use the ability of Jiji being a worm to go ahead and get ourselves a nice Chixiao onto the field. Now with Chixiao being on the field, we can actually go ahead and use two abilities. Once again, bread and butter, draw one card, add one Swordsoul card to our hand. So as you already know, we actually draw into the virtual world Kauwloon. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but then I get the Chuche. I can use Jiji's ability to go ahead and toss out the Qinlong onto the grave. Then I'm going to go ahead and use the last Jiji in our hand to go ahead and basically get a Changing onto the field. Then from there, Longyuan's effect activates. I can use Qinlong. I'm actually going to get rid of our Ash Blossom, as I don't think it's really necessary at this point. That way we could go ahead and get ourselves a LuLu. The Kauwloon goes into the grave. I mean, the Qinlong goes into the grave. And then from there, I'm going to grab ourselves a LaoLao. Now, I decided to go into Bamboozling just in case they did have them a annoying nib. But they didn't seem to activate it at all yet. So now I'm going to go into Shen. Then from Shen, I'm just going to end my end my turn. So as you can see, with the power of Jiji, I was able to go ahead and grab ourselves back a LaoLao. But we have literally the Chixiao that can banish itself, the Shen that banishes, and we notice they're playing Gravekeepers. So this is actually going to be super easy to just get by, as the Gravekeeper is Spiritualist to go ahead and fuse into something. I'm actually going to negate that, so now we both get to just draw one card. They play two cards face down, and we're in a good spot. The only problem is we can't use any of our abilities to move our cards to the banish zone, so we're kind of stuck here. But they decide to use this right here, the Dogmatic Punishment, to destroy Chixiao, and by doing that, we're just going to go ahead and now just activate a few cards, because now we have room to go ahead and do some stuff. I summon out the LuLu. I get ourselves a Lili into our hand, activate Nyannyan's ability, but I forgot that the Necro Valley stops us. So I'm just going to go ahead and now summon out, if I remember correctly, it was the Ravenous Croc. And the reason I'm summoning out Ravenous Croc is because I want to destroy this. But they had a torrential tribute, which is kind of annoying, but thankfully we have a Ravenous Croc on the field, and it's a quick effect. I could toss 2 cards into the graveyard and destroy 1 card. So down goes Necro Valley, which means I could save my chaining from being destroyed by removing a card from my graveyard, which I do. And then I'm going to activate Virtual World Qinlong's ability to go ahead and draw a card. We get ourselves the LaoLao. I'm going to summon out the LaoLao. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and summon out the Lili. And then from there, we can now go into Cloud Castle. And from Cloud Castle, I'm going to use its abilities to summon out a Xiezhi. And at this point, it's just GG's, as this is just enough. So even if this wasn't enough to kill, I could have immediately went into our VFD next turn, and we would have just locked them out or whatever they wanted to do. But anyways, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This deck was super fun to play. It's not the best variation of Swordsoul, but it is very fun, and it's a nice little switch up from, you know, just playing pure Swordsoul Tenyis or just playing pure virtual worlds. So this was super fun for me. Anyways, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. Cal Life is signing out. See ya.